was so empty. I needed someone who could take away the emptiness inside. Turn away when friends would tell me I should come to you and surrender all my life. My life was reckless till I obeyed them and find a church that I could go to say.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
And God will wipe all those teardrops from your eyes. Then you'll meet him in that land beyond the sky.
And I will give unto him that is a thirst for the fountain of water, fountain of the water of life, freely.
Lord, if you had been here, you could have healed him. He'd still be alive.
Not very tech savvy. He would always want me to fix something on his phone, and he would always complain by saying, "This damn idiot phone." And I was one who always say, "Country, it is a smartphone, you know. Hear him, smart way." He's a man who loves his good old cornmeal porridge, and he also prefers it cold. He would always call me and say, "Shauna, you know, have no cornmeal porridge around there?" I would say yes, just to have him come by the house for us to chat and laugh. He would always say, "Put it down for me there till later, make it cold, cause porridge for char." A well-known statement that says a dog is a man's best friend was not very welcoming to Countryman, as he hated dogs bitterly and would not hesitate to say, "Watch how me go lick that one and I ain't go outside." And when he did, you would always hear him, "Crime scene, Shauna, crime scene," with that captivating laugh of his. Every year for my birthday, he would always call and say, "Big up my friend, bless up on your earth strong. Tomorrow is that day." And I will never get that call. Countryman will be missed by everyone. And as we gather here today to pay our last respects, let us remember the good times we share with him and be comforted to know that he is only sleeping. Farewell, Countryman. Sleep on.
This is the eulogy of the late Patrick Anthony Clarke, otherwise known as Tony, and affectionately called Countryman. On March 21, 1965, a handsome baby boy was born to Lynette and Liebert Clarke at Rivers View in the parish of Portland. As he was the first son to the union, he was the pride and joy of the family, especially his father. And so he grew up as a very special child. Patrick got his early education at the Fellowship All-Age School and later moved on to senior school, which is now called the Port Antonio High School. After his tenure there was completed, he showed a keen interest in woodwork and worked in this area for a number of years. He then moved on to carpentry, and his specialty was roofing, which he grew to love, and until the time of his death, he was one of the best. Countryman had a warm personality and an infectious smile, and could change someone's frown to a smile with a few humorous words. As the year progressed, Patrick saw it fit to surrender his life to the Lord And he did so at the Stanton Seventh-day Adventist Church, of which he was a member until the time of his death. If there is one thing that Patrick believed, is that it is not good for the man to be alone. And so, with Miss Dinah's permission, he walked into her garden and selected the most beautiful flower, Michelle, who became his wife. The union produced one child, Patrick Clarke Jr. Countryman was a people person and was loved by all with whom he came in contact. Children and animals were his favorites, and when they saw him, you knew that he was really loved. On August 18, Patrick started complaining of not feeling well and was at home for a few days until he got worse. He was rushed to the Port Antonio Hospital where he was treated and sent home. His condition became worse, and he was taken back to the hospital where he was admitted. As his health began to deteriorate, he began sending voice messages to his loved ones, telling them of his love for them. He also asked that his wife and son be taken care of. It was not surprising because they were the spokes in his wheel that kept him going. He also assured his sisters that he didn't feel as if he would make it out of the hospital, but he wanted them to know that he loved them dearly. On August 24, oh God, on August 24 at approximately 2:30 p.m., his struggle was over, and angels rocked him to sleep in the cradle of God's love. As his last words kept ringing in our ears, we know that if tears could make the dead alive and memories were a lane, we would ask the loving Savior to bring him back again. No farewell words were spoken. No time to say goodbye. He was gone before we knew it, and only God knows why. Our hearts still ache in sadness, and secret tears still flow. What it means to lose this husband, this father, this brother, uncle and friend, no one will ever know. But life is a book in volumes 3. The past, the present, and yet to be. The past is read and stored away. The present we are reading day by day. But the last and final of volume 3 is locked away. Only God holds the key. He has left to mourn his loss, father, Liebert Clarke, wife, Michelle, sons, Patrick, Jr., and Andrew Clarke, 5 sisters, Peggy, Patsy, Miss Lee, V, and Carice, 2 brothers, George and Willie, nieces, nephews, cousins, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, and a host of other relatives and friends. May God help us to be faithful so that when our time comes, it will be well with us.
I don't want you to cry because Patrick is dead. We're crying because we miss Patrick. When the void will still be there. Patrick will be coming from river, and Patrick will carry us on our back, and Patrick will carry lunch for us, and Patrick would have done so and so, come over for birthday and have good time. We miss Patrick not because Patrick is dead. We miss him because of the love and the compassion and the sentiment that we share. Have you come
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire and in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as